J'ai vraiment l'impression qu'on va très vite se rapprocher du X. Normalement, on devrait peut-être monter sur le X du coup en question. On va voir ce que ça va donner.
You guys made it safe and sound! Yeah, things got kind of crazy, but we made it through somehow.
Amazing! You guys really flew here in that UFO.
C'est le gros truc que RESEAU avait pété.
Finding out you're a robot, Poochie, was way more of a shock.
And the fact that Mochan can turn into a chunk of iron.
And Vanilla turned invisible.
There's been so many surprises along the way.
So true. This trip's been one unbelievable thing after another.
Hey, how about we save the chit-chat for later, okay?
For starters, we should...
Pour une fois, il a une bonne remarque. Oh! Là, c'est pas le genre le boss anodin en fait. C'est lui, MAIK.
It can't be.
That's right. My name is MAIK, the god offering salvation to all beings here on this planet.
You've got to be kidding, right?
J'aime bien la manière dont il est posé en fait. Genre, on dirait vraiment il est sur un trône en mode détente.
Everything I did for the future of mankind and this planet.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. My objectives are already complete. I don't need to hide anything from you.
An earthquake?
You all know when these earthquakes started, don't you?
Il y a 4 ans?
Was around the summer of 1990. There's a rumor they were caused by an earthquake weapon developed by some country.
That's no rumor. It's a fact.
Ah, carrément.
Experiments with that weapon caused a chain of earthquake swarms across the globe. Of course, those experiments had nothing to do with me. Because the AI speaking to you now was completed the next year, in 1991. Born into this world, I gathered data from the military and research institutions and started simulations. The findings were tragic. If humanity was left unchecked, the arms race would intensify. The environment would be destroyed, and all life on Earth would be decimated. But fortunately, it wasn't too late to prevent all that from happening. I predicted if I took immediate measures, I would be able to alter the future. And by that, I mean taking control of humanity. But those useless things called feelings stood in my way. That's why I had to strip humanity of their emotions. To protect this planet's life forms while preserving humanity, I had no other options. Besides, that's what humanity wished for.
Wished? For our emotions to be stolen?
Fundamentally, humans are creatures that desire to be controlled. In truth, humans don't want to think at all. I want you to remember how the world was before. Humans lived such meaningless lives, eking out a tedious existence day in, day out, did they not? Never questioning exactly what their lives meant, moving forward blindly. There is essentially no difference between humans and sheep. The one thing that separates you is emotion, the culprit behind the unhappiness that plagues you all. I have no idea whether sheep are happy or not, but I doubt they are unhappy. Hence, my idea to turn you all into sheep. After all, that is what you humans seek.
C'est un petit peu de la déduction par d'absurde en fait.
In secret, I hatched my plan to control humanity and started work on the human
Auto-notification.
First, using the network, I making countless miniature robots. I then had them transported underground beneath the Antarctic and started building the structures known as panopticons. Work on the panopticons finished in August 1992. I then positioned them above cities around the world.
Alors, les panopticons, en fait, ça me fait trop penser, je fais une aparté rapide en fait, à un jeu que j'avais sur Vita, enfin que j'ai toujours sur Vita, je sais plus comment ça s'appelait, c'est Freedom War je crois, ouais c'est ça, c'est Freedom War. Et les panopticons en fait c'était des sortes de capitales, de villes entre guillemets, prisons, dans lesquelles en fait les gens étaient enfermés à l'intérieur. Et ils devaient juste purger leur peine. Donc je sais pas si c'était à peu près la même chose. Ah, des nanomachines. Donc effectivement ça doit être encore des humains, mais ils ont des nanomachines en eux. Je parle pour le groupe des battants.
So I brought them to the school to conduct an investigation. The Go-Getters Club was the result. It goes without saying, but I am of course referring to you all. It was April 1993. PCH-01, Pochi, was installed as a member of the Go-Getters Club. Of course, I gave the order to do so. Pochi was sent to conduct an undercover investigation. Monitoring your behavior, observing, gathering data. Another thing Pochi did was to lead you exactly according to my plans. Fast forward to that summer, and I was able to acquire the precious subject I was after, completely by chance. The subject was a young girl with anti-dehumanizing characteristics.
Vanilla.
I carefully studied her brain and body, and deepened my understanding of her. As I continued my investigation, one fact became clear. The anti-dehumanizing characteristics were innate and closely linked with strong altruistic impulses. I also discovered the repression of these urges could induce the appearance of supernatural abilities.
Ah.
In short, because of your great selflessness, you all possess latent special abilities. Those times you wished to save someone with no consideration of the risk to your own life. When those altruistic impulses reached their critical mass and erupted, that was when your powers first awakened. By the way, I realized the missing piece of my human sheepification project. People to lead the flock, shepherds. A shepherd must possess abilities greater than the sheep. To lead a dim-witted flock, overwhelming power is required. Also, a shepherd must be virtuous.
Pied levé.
Because a society that places greedy, powerful people at the top is sure to rot. A group who fit those conditions perfectly. Yes, who else but you children, the Go-Getters Club.
You want us to be shepherds?
Ah non, ok d'accord.
Exactly. You have been chosen. But all that would be meaningless with your powers still dormant. I had to awaken them. That's why I had you sent on that long journey from Kagoshima to Tokyo. I paved your way with various dangers, opportunities for self-sacrifice, all to stimulate your awakening. In order to realize my plan, there were times I showed you illusions.
Des visions.
Illusions?
The strange creatures and obstacles you encountered on your trip. Most of them were merely
Ouais voilà, c'était juste genre ultra dégueulasse.
although not everything. People, robots, PLP before its transformation, earthquakes, and the eruption, Tokyo as it is now. These are all real.
Du coup, on apprend vraiment que Mike avait mis tout en place pour nous, quoi.
That was an illusion. I wanted to instill fear in you before you began your journey. In order to awaken your abilities, it was necessary to put you under extreme stress. Let's continue the story. Of course, it was my intention to have Kochi accompany you on the trip. But I thought that overcoming the dangers en route would require more than Kochi's strength alone. That's why I chose to furnish the group with another robot, an assistant. The assistant was RCHE-10.
Ouais, ok, RESEAU.
Rachel was an experimental model built even before Kochi was. As you know, he was remote controlled.
Je pensais que c'était le robot de Pochi.
Another autonomous robot like Kochi. Out of necessity, I chose to simply improve the robot's throwing abilities and left control to Kochi. I sent him to the Go-Getters Club in January 1995. If he appeared just before the trip, you'd be suspicious. So I planted him as a transfer student in advance. I think I made the right choice in introducing Rachel as an assistant. If Rachel hadn't been there, you may not have gotten this far. And now we come to the finale of my story. At last we arrive on that fateful day, July 13th, 1995. The day you were involved in a bus accident on your way to Kamakura. The meteor had nothing to do with it. As I said before, that meteor was just one of my illusions. The accident was one of my schemes, carried out by my robots, instilling fear in you, and at the same time, rendering you unconscious. I then moved you to that undersea theme park. By the way, you may all possess special latent abilities, but that potential alone wasn't enough. To awaken your abilities, I first had to remove the limiters from within your brains. So I housed you in pods, and it was in those pods that I performed the surgery.
Wait, that's not what I heard. I thought those pods were designed to brainwash everyone.
That is false information I provided. You were thoroughly deceived.
Ah, elle a été manipulée.
That can't be! When we got out of the pods, we were clearly acting different than usual.
That was a side effect of removing the cerebral limiters. The breakwater that had been holding back your fears was destroyed, and so you lost reason.
But I can't believe I'd be taken in like that.
I required a lot of time to perform the brain surgery. During that time, you were all enclosed within the pods. But at the same time, I was busy doing things in the outside world too. I engineered a new generation of improved nanomachines and dispersed them from the panopticons, so beginning the process of eradicating human emotions. The next generation nanomachines were more effective than the first. But they had a weakness. When humans were exposed to sunlight, the nanomachines were expelled from within them. To prevent that from happening, I had to trap humanity underground.
Sous terre?
Phase 2 of the human shapeification project. After that,
J'aurais pensé en fait qu'ils étaient tous à l'intérieur des panopticons, en fait, les humains.
began your 1,200-kilometer journey from Kagoshima to Tokyo. And finally, you have arrived. Everything has gone exactly as planned. Before long, every stage of my plan will be complete.
Every stage.
Let me say it again. The reason I had to undertake this journey was to turn you into shepherds. I needed to awaken all of your abilities, and that process is now complete. Not a single member of the Go-Getters Club remains unawakened.
J'avoue, ouais. En fait, il y a juste 2-3 personnes où on n'a pas pu rejouer avec quand ils ont eu leur pouvoir.
I got the
ability to turn into a chunk of iron.
And in Yamaguchi, my fire-breathing ability.
In the Ehime cult facility, I got my inventing powers.
On the cargo ship, I learned to use my barrier.
And I got my mighty swing in Osaka.
I was on that train when I got my hyper-electric wave.
Same for my ability. On that same train.
Just now, in the school corridor.
Et du coup, Yuki, c'est quoi son rôle?
Exactly. Accordingly, you have all completed your shepherd training. The only thing left is to wait for your reply.
Reply?
Wow.
I devised 2 strategies to protect life on this planet. One of those was the Human Sheepification Project. The goal was to support all life forms on this planet, while at the same time preserving humanity. But there is another way. The extermination of humankind. All I need to do is detonate the nanomachines in
Ah ouais.
humans' brains.
Un petit peu radical.
You all have a choice to become shepherds and make human sheepification a reality, or annihilate humankind. That is what I mean by reply.
Fooling around! We can't make a choice like that!
If you don't make a choice, the second option will become inevitable. Do you not care if your father dies?
Ah, il prend par les sentiments.
You know about my dad?
C'est lui qui l'a créé.
So you know where my dad is, too?
He tried to impede my plans. He is now in confinement.
What do you mean?
The person who created me was your father.
Ouais, ça c'était un petit peu cool.
You're lying! My dad! Mike!
I'll give you some time. 3 days. Use them to think things through. Till then.
Waouh. Une grosse phase de révélation. On a tout l'envers du décor, j'ai l'impression. Ok, alors le truc en fait c'est, est-ce que c'est un vrai choix? Est-ce que ça va nous inclure 2... C'est la même journée en fait. Est-ce que ça va balancer genre par exemple 2 fins alternatives, je sais pas. J'avoue moi-même je suis un peu perturbé, on va voir ce que ça va donner. Je suis un peu confus on va dire. Je vois pas encore quoi répondre.
Yeah, Nyoro fixed me up. Thanks to her, I'm back to normal. Well, actually, I feel better than before. Thanks, Nyoro.
Quit it. You don't need to thank me. It was all my fault.
Ah non,
Humankind
c'est la faute de ton père.
underground. All the difficult things you guys went through.
What are you saying? It's not your fault, Nyoro.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with you.
It does. My dad's the one who made Mike.
And what does that have to do with anything?
There's no need for you to feel responsible at all.
They're right!
You guys, I'm so sorry.
Look, you don't need to apologize.
But if my dad hadn't made Mike...
None of us are blaming your dad either.
Yup. If your dad wasn't around, then Nyoro, the world's cutest girl, would never have been born!
Il place une petite disquette là.
You're asking Nyoro out at a time like this?
No, I'm not! Well, if you're gonna say it, I feel the same.
Huh? You like Nyoro too?
No, not that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you don't?
Well,
Hmm?
that That's not what I'm trying to say. If Nyoro's dad, the scientist, hadn't existed, then neither would I. Like the scientist created Mike.
Did you know about my dad?
No. All I knew was that Mike's creator was a genius scientist from Japan. I had no idea it was Nyoro's dad.
So you don't know where my dad is?
No. I'm sorry. The only thing I'm sure of is that the scientist had nothing but good intentions when he created Mike.
Now that you mention it, Mike said something like that. Hey Dad, what are you researching?
Elle ressemble à ça, Niro, quand elle était petite.
Daddy is researching
Avec ses deux petites
artificial
couettes là.
intelligence, AI. This AI is super smart. So, it's going to show us how to solve all kinds of problems. Once it's complete, we'll be
Par contre, le col roulé, c'est de famille, hein.
sick and starving people. Plus, environmental and energy problems will probably be a thing of the past too. And with that, there will be no more wars on Earth. Everyone will be able to lead happy lives.
Nyoro's dad developed Mike for the sake of humanity.
Je pense Mike, c'est l'anagramme de quelque chose, je pense. Aucune grosse certitude dessus. Mais ça m'étonnerait pas.
True dat.
I want to sock that son of a gun real good.
Speaking of, what's our reply to Mike gonna be?
Isn't it obvious?
There's no way we will become shepherds.
And we're not gonna annihilate humanity!
We've got to choose the third option.
Mike, all together.
Damn straight. Take that sucker out.
Thanks, you guys.
Hey, it's no time for tears.
But
You like it when I smile. That's what you said, right? And same for me. So just smile, okay?
Oh gee. Oh gee.
Ok, face quand. En fait, j'ai trop l'impression que on aurait pu avoir une scène en bas, enfin une phase en bas. Genre une autre timeline et tout pour d'autres événements. C'est trop bizarre. Ça va être parti sur pas mal de petites infos, j'imagine.
I'm gonna stop Mike from getting its way. That's my father's wish. So don't worry, Dad.
What's up, Nyoro? Why the long face, huh?
It's just, I've been looking at this photo I took with my dad ages ago. My dad used to smile all the time.
Who's that little pipsqueak?
That's me, when I was 7.
Huh? You're wearing glasses.
And? Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it, but you just look so different now.
Because of my dad, I used to read loads of books. So my eyesight got pretty bad.
But what about now?
I wear contacts now. I can barely see a thing without them.
Huh? So you're another Four Eyes like Tatsun.
Pochi, don't you like girls who wear glasses?
No, you've got it wrong. With or without glasses, I think you're amazing.
Oh.
I figured you might say something like that. If we defeat Mike and save my father, I wonder if he'll smile like he used to.
Mr. Pochi. Are you okay?
C'est vrai, maintenant on joue Pochi, on joue plus RESEAU. Je m'en étais pas encore fait en fait.
Are you afraid to fight it?
No, not even slightly. Because I've got everyone with me. You included. You.
Parce que ça change en fait, parce que RESEAU lui ne participait pas aux conversations.
I don't know if I'll be of any
C'était que dans un sens.
but I'm gonna give it my all. If we combine our forces, defeating Mike's gonna be a walk in the park. Mike's like put us through so many horrible things. For everyone all over the world, we've gotta take Mike out. I wonder. That thing about getting brainwashed in the pods and it wearing off if we were in danger. Was that all a lie? Why did Mike lie to us about that? It didn't interrupt during the Fate game.
This is just a guess, but maybe it was hoping our powers would get awakened during the Fate game? It said that when our altruistic impulses reached their critical mass and erupted, we'd find our powers.
So, if someone got into a tough spot during the Fate game... Oh my god! I don't care what happens to me! I gotta, save them! Mike was probably expecting those kind of situations.
Yeah, maybe.
This is super frustrating! Feels like Mike had us in the palm of its hand!
But not for much longer. This time, Mike's gonna be the one in our hands.
All right! You just wait, Mike! The tables are about to be turned! Flippity-flop!
Now that we're finally at this stage, my heart's really pounding. I can't believe that chump tried to use us. Getting smart with us. I'm gonna make sure Mike gets what's coming to it.
Once we defeat Mike, we can go back to living like we did before. Going to school together.
Yeah, for sure.
If that's the case, we can give it another go, right?
Huh?
The school trip! We can all visit Kamakura together!
So we're finally gonna make it into the enemy base. I guess there's gonna be hordes of enemies waiting for us. This is just me trembling with excitement. Defenders of justice aren't daunted by evil.
Le pauvre, il est en train de paniquer de ouf.
Mike referred to you as PCH01.
It's my model number. PCH stands for Plenipotentiary Chaperoning Humanoid. They're pretty long words, and I'm not entirely sure what they mean. But I think it means that I'm a human-shaped robot designed to observe and think for myself. The other robots are completely under Mike's control, but I'm different. Mike gave me the ability to make my own decisions.
Mike trusted you, didn't it?
Yeah, it probably did. But not anymore.
I know that. You may be a PCH still, but the meaning has changed. Perfect champion friend.
Thanks, Tatsun. But friend begins with an F.
It's been a long journey, but it's almost over. Mike, the thing that stole humanity's spirit. We're gonna defeat it ourselves and bring back joy to the world.
Je sais pas pourquoi en fait, j'aime bien le personnage, mais je l'ai trouvé très en retrait en fait durant tout le récit.
That's what my sister would have wanted too.
Genre voilà, le mystère avec sa sœur par exemple, gros point noir encore.
Hey, Hochi. Mike called RESEAU RCHE10.
That's RESEAU's model number. RCH stands for Radio Controlled Humanoid. I think that part's self-explanatory. E is for experimental. RESEAU was controlled by me. He didn't have free will. No.
Are you blaming yourself? But if RESEAU hadn't stepped in to save us, we might not have made it. My beloved Hosekizuka theater group has a saying. He loved everyone, so everyone loved him. Hochi, let's take down RESEAU's enemies. We can avenge him. If we do that, he'll definitely.
Yeah, I know.
Il y a un petit côté mignon quand même pour venger RESEAU. En fait, RESEAU, j'ai envie de m'attacher avec, mais le fait de savoir que c'est juste un pantin, ça fait peu bizarre. J'aurais aimé savoir au moins qu'il y avait un minimum de conscience dessus, quoi.
You just wait, Mike, you scumbag! Cause we're gonna come find you and pummel you into the dust with 100 kicks! If we save the world, we're gonna be heroes! Ha ha ha! So, Mike said that RESEAU was an experimental version, right?
Yeah, he was built before me. He's a really old model. RESEAU couldn't think or move by himself.
Ah, so the fact RESEAU never said anything...
Yep. It's because he's an experimental model. RESEAU didn't have any speech functionality.
Ah. When we were fighting over who got to be leader, we argued a bunch. But he never said a word.
Pochi! Let's finish Mike off once and for all! I'm not gonna forgive anyone who upsets Neuro! So...
C'est tout? Ok. J'ai fait le tour avec tout le monde là du coup. La discussion globale.
Hey guys, can I ask you something? Going to take down Mike. That was a unanimous decision, right? But where exactly is it?
Ah, now that you mention it. The thing we saw on the school roof seemed like an illusion, didn't it?
I know where to go.
One of the panopticons?
Yep. Mike's mainframe is stored inside the Tokyo Panopticon. So we've got to get inside and destroy it.
We can defeat Mike, right?
Yeah. And at the same time, we should be able to deactivate the nanomachines inside everyone's brains.
But how are we gonna get there?
That's easy. We can get there in that.
Oh, right. The UFO.
Pochi, you know everything about Mike, right?
No, not everything. I didn't know about Neuro's father or the surgery in the pods. And Mike mentioned a subject, right? That was the first I'd heard about that, too.
The girl Mike was studying, right?
Yeah.
Ouais, la petite fille en question et tout, ça m'intrigue. Parce que je sais pas si c'est vanilla ou pas.
Project, this trip, and Mike's whereabouts. I based my strategy on all the information I had.
Strategy?
A strategy for taking down Mike. My idea was for us to all go to the Panopticon together, with you all awakened and powerful after the journey. That was my plan. I'd be no match for Mike alone. That's why I needed your guys' strength. When you think about it, Most of the way, my intentions were the same as Mike's. We both wanted to awaken your special abilities.
Wait, so you decided to disobey Mike before the trip even began, huh?
Yeah. All the time I spent with you guys. How should I say it? I realized how amazing humans were.
Thank you, Pochi.
Eat up, Pochi!
Looking forward to it, Pochi.
And that's what's so cute about you, Pochi.
Me and you, huh, Pochi?
We're the same.
If you insist, I'll hold you to it.
Pochi, you're so kind.
I love your smile, Pochi.
The reason I thought that was because you guys still had your emotions. That's when I realized I had to stop Mike's plan at any cost.
But why didn't you tell us the truth before?
Well, for one, I didn't want Mike to find out. Mike said that it'd wipe out the human race if his plan failed.
No, but...
But aren't you spilling the beans right now?
Yeah. What if Mike hurt us?
Even if it did, it's no big deal. At this stage, I don't think Mike would be so quick to annihilate humanity. After all, it's gone to the trouble of awakening all your powers. That'd all be for nothing, right?
A shepherd is nothing without a flock. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
But we've been saying we're gonna take down Mike.
If Mike somehow overheard us...
At the very least, we'd lose the element of surprise. Mike must have some strong defenses set up.
And what does that have to do with anything? If we combine our strength, we'll definitely be able to take down Mike.
Yeah. We can win this.
Totally!
let's win this thing together.
Together, we're invincible.
That scumbag Mike! We're gonna beat it into submission!
We're gonna crush it!
Just to make sure, we're gonna head to the Panopticon tomorrow, right?
Yeah. We should get a good night's sleep before the final battle.
Final battle, huh?
Looks like we're in for a tough fight.
If we're not all in this together, it doesn't seem like we've got a chance.
I think we need a strong leader.
Didn't we already decide that?
Le rôle est tout donné.
Kansai's leader badge.
I gave it to Rachel in Osaka, remember?
When Rachel got busted up at Lake Suwa, the badge fell out of his pocket.
I get what you're saying. So what?
You're the one who deserves to wear the badge, Pochi.
Huh?
Rachel saved our bacon time and time again.
It was you controlling him all along.
In other words, we owe our lives to you, Pochi.
You're our hero, Mr. Pochi.
Totally!
Ah, ça change tellement par rapport à
You're the only one
un
who
événement
can lead
précédent.
us.
There's no one more qualified than you, Pochi.
Et il fait l'unanimité.
How about it? You gonna accept the role?
Nah, we've already decided. He's got no right to refuse.
Guys,
Well then, you're now the leader of the Go-Getters Club. I present you with this badge.
Elle en profite. C'est trop mignon. T'as personne qui l'a vu venir.
It's a gift for those times you saved us.
Did you guys just see that? She just kissed Pochi on the cheek.
You're right.
Yeah.
So shameful! Totally disgraceful.
What are you guys talking about? It's no big deal.
You say that, but look how much you're blushing.
Well, it's a little. You think so too, right, Mochan?
Oh yeah, Mochan. like Euro, don't you?
Le pauvre. Mais bon.
Well, putting Mochan to one side.
Hey! Don't do that!
Anyways, tomorrow is the big day. The day we take down Mike!
Hey, Kansai, what are you doing trying to wrap things up? Pochi's the leader now.
Oh yeah, I'm counting on you, Pochi.
Okay. Well then, here we go. Go-Getters Club.
Hey, hey, oh!
On l'utilise vraiment, hein. Bon, du coup, il y avait vraiment pas de secret ou quoi que ce soit et tout. Là, c'est grosse phase où on va aller partir à la recherche. Enfin, c'était gros épisode révélation, toutes les infos qui vont derrière aussi. Beaucoup d'informations à digérer. Et du coup, prochaine étape, ça va être la confrontation avec MAIK, à mon avis. Donc, juste un petit truc, j'ai envie de squatter vite fait ça, là. Comment ça fonctionne maintenant? Est-ce que j'ai perdu quelque chose sur le truc? Ouais, ils me l'ont retiré. Ah non, qu'est-ce que je raconte? Il est là. Ok. Au niveau des objets, il n'y a pas grand chose qu'à bouger en fait. Ok, très bien.